I've helped realtors, wholesalers, and teams generate hundreds of thousands of dollars from YouTube ads. In this video, I'm going to review the step-by-step strategy that I've used to set up campaigns and banger video ads in the shortest amount of time. Strategies that will blow up your business and attract the easiest clients you've ever worked with. And the best part, this strategy works for just about any local market. So we're going to be reviewing the YouTube ad funnel, which is essentially the strategy that I use in order to generate these results for my current wholesale clients. And essentially at the top of the funnel, we use YouTube ads. And this is going to basically attract all of the traffic that's coming into the funnel. From there, all the traffic gets funneled directly into a landing page that hosts a VSL and a lead magnet. A VSL being a video sales letter, and the lead magnet being some sort of value that you're providing for free that the client exchanges for their contact information so that you can reach out to them and basically just put them into your pipeline, follow up with them constantly until they actually become a conversion and a client. Okay. Now on the bottom, once they opt in, after they reach the thank you page, you're going to hit them with phone, SMS, emails, all that kind of stuff. They'll be put into your CRM, and you can then provide them with more assets, right? Case studies, reviews, whatever it is, content, if you post YouTube, whatever you have that can build trust and authority, that's what your assets are that will increase your conversion rates and build trust. So starting off with the landing pages, we make it very simple to have the traffic come from the ad itself. So all we have here is just basically the client's information here. We have a simple low barriers entry step where they put in their name, their phone number, email, and then their address. And it is extremely low barrier entry to get the actual cash offer. When you're running cash offers, you don't want to put anything more than this to begin with, because once they submit their information and they create an account, what we then do is we have a one last step where basically we collect a little bit more information. But it's acting as if this is a last step, but in actuality, they've already submitted their information and it's already in the CRM. But if they also submit this, then you've also collected even more additional information. So you have how many months they're planning to sell, if there's a mortgage on the house already, if they want to buy another house, and then if they already have an agent. And this is going to further qualify them. If they go through these steps as well, you know you have a hot lead. So they've gone from just somebody into the pipeline who's maybe looking around or interested to someone who's actually a hot lead, probably motivated to buy or rather sell their home for cash right now. So just to reiterate, as far as data collection goes, what we're doing is a combination of a high volume landing page as the first step, and then a low volume second step, which is a higher friction aspect of the landing page, right? So you're going to collect just their name, email, and phone number. And for here, we have the address, just because for cash offers, it's pretty common. And then we have the more specific information, which is the higher friction aspect as a second additional step that's optional. But once they already submit their information, they're already in the pipeline, like I already said. And the combination of both of these ensures that you, A, can get people in the door, nurture them, set them up so that you can then collect more information later on. And the ones who do submit their other information as well are already hot leads, and you can take advantage of those as well. So moving on to the ads themselves, the top of the funnel traffic, all I did was basically we have an ad basically scripted out that has a hook, story, close framework. Now, I'm not going to break down the individual ads right this second, but as you can see, this is my client right here. And essentially what we did is we just had him in his house, natural lighting, recording on his phone, setting up with a teleprompter, and recording the actual ad itself. Right? So he's just going to be standing still. Whoops. There's going to be no variation as far as the background, as far as any sort of B-roll. It's just a talking head that makes it very natural and very professional as well, right? You want it to be conversational, but you also want to come across as the professional. And that's what we did here. Okay. And the most important part of the actual ad itself is the hook. It's going to account for 80% of the ad success. And the better the hook you have, the better the throughput, which is improving the retention rate. And the retention rate is going to increase everything. Your opt-in rate, your conversion rate, all of that stuff, booking rates, everything. And so just some active winners that I've used already for my clients that also Ryan here has used himself is, for example, get a cash offer in 24 hours, 0 fees, 0 repairs needed. Or you can do, after helping hundreds of your area homeowners, allow me to provide you up to 7 different options on ways to sell your home or unlock equity, right? And this is giving them basically it's calling them out. It's calling out the ideal customer profile. It's giving them a step-by-step objective perspective as far as what they're going to get out of watching the ad. And then during the ad, it's going to improve the retention because they're always going to be waiting to achieve the result that they've been yearning for, because this is what they've been searching for on the internet. So next up is the body. Now, before we get into what I've used as far as the bodies for my clients that are winning, you need to understand how to actually craft it, because it's something that's a common misconception amongst most of my agents. So the first thing you need to do is identify what your lead magnet and offer actually is, right? You need to know what you're providing on the ad that's going to get the lead to actually opt in and want to be consuming your content, working with you, etc. in the first place. And once you do that, then you can research and create body variations around what a winning lead magnet offer actually is. And then from there, you can choose, one of the winning formats, for example, like a social proof / credibility body. You can have a teach format, which is just introducing the problem and then your specific solution, and also offering a unique mechanism and the benefits of actually working with you, right? So just for an example winner, you can take a screenshot of both of these, but these are the ads that were posted right here. So basically right here, so selling your home can be confusing and difficult, but it doesn't need to be, right? This is a problem solution ad. And basically we just go over Ryan Roscup. I've helped hundreds of homeowners just like you in the Phoenix area, and I want to make you a cash offer on your home today, right? So he's addressing who he is, right? Social proof and credibility. He's doing teach, and he's offering a unique mechanism and benefit all in one specific ad, okay? And if you combine all three of these within one ad in your body, you're going to have a winning ad, no doubt. And then finally, what we do is we need to have a final step that the lead needs to take in order to make the next step from the ad to somewhere where they can consume your lead magnet. And this is called the CTA. The goal, again, to reiterate, is to re-engage and prompt the viewer to take that next step to that landing page. So depending on the ad, you can have, either one call to action or all the way up to 5 different call to actions throughout it. So like I said, this is kind of how the ad looks. In the beginning, you want to capture their attention via the hook. You want to keep the viewer hooked via the body, managing and maintaining their expectations of the actual hook. And then you want to present the call to action, and then finally just encourage the action at the end of the ad. So once you have the ad down, then you're going to want to create the campaign itself. So what we do is we hop into the Google Ads Manager, we create a campaign, we then set up an ad group, which has an audience in it with 5 different ad variations, okay? Because you need to know which ad is going to perform the best, and 5 is a good place to start. The ones that are winning, you can scale that and create variations of it, and you can pause the rest because they're not winning. And you usually want to wait about 14 to 21 days before you ever touch the ad or make a decision, right? So for the targeting aspect, this is your audience that is going to be put in the ad group itself. You can do things like in-market interest and detailed demographics. One that's really good is Cash for Homes. They literally have a specific targeting type for Cash for Homes. Use this. And then we also have custom segments as well, which are keywords that are also relevant to buying or selling a home. Sell my home as is, sell my home, get a cash offer on my home now. Learn the keywords. You can do basic Google searches on learning how to do that. But if you don't want to do any of that, you can use the AI with interests and detailed demographics, and you will get similar to almost just as good results. Next up, we have the location targeting. So depending on where you're trying to target, whether it's just the local area or as broad as the United States, you need to be able to identify where you're going to be targeting. And if you're going to be targeting, for example, let's say the United States, you also want to exclude places where it could potentially leach into another country, right? Or if you're just working in one state, sometimes an area might cross over into another area you don't want to work in. So you need to add exclusions. So for the United States, if you're going to be targeting a large area, you want to have a lot more exclusions, because what the ads manager tends to do sometimes is, it depends, with Google's algorithm, sometimes it will actually show your videos to those who are from other states using VPNs in the United States. So if you exclude that, it can actually de-escalate, and it can remove any sort of person that's coming from an originating state that you don't want using a VPN within the United States. So for example, just getting rid of, like China, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Libya, Egypt, all of the main countries that utilize this, that drive up the cost per click. All you need to do is exclude those. And for Ryan here, we just kept the United States as an actual excluded area, along with certain area in Canada as well, because that's the areas he was looking to target. And then finally, for the conversion systems and the conversion mechanisms that we have, what we did for the follow-up flow for Ryan is just have an email, a text, and a phone call get sent out. His VA actually manually does this. And what the VA does is send a personalized email, an SMS, that's short and punchy, that provides case studies and proof, and is just following up them and trying to get them to book a call on Ryan's calendar so that he can talk with them directly, close the deal, meet with them, make it happen, and then build off referrals, etc., all that good stuff. Hopefully you found this video valuable. And if you're a realtor or wholesaler who wants me and my system to scale your YouTube ads for you, I encourage you to click the link in the description below and apply to work with my agency. Aside from that, this is the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.